Well, this Westfield guitar makers Gibson Les Paul has been sitting on my wall for 9 months. It's a client's, and I think it's time that I got it done. Now, I quite like these little things. There's a bit of rust there going on, which I'll have to fix. Something not right with the nut, also something not right with the action, because those strings are actually touching. That one's the only one that's got any movement. So we'll look at that when we're going down the neck. Overall, I like these little guitars. You can see some of the differences between it and a Gibson Les Paul, but if the neck's straight and the pickups are decent, you can see little bits. You see that little bit of dirt in there, that blackness and the blackness. That's where Gibson, if that is a hollow, Gibson Les Paul don't have that. They're perfectly fitted. So hopefully, let me just check it here. Yeah, that hasn't been quite fitted as well as a Gibson Les Paul, and that's one of the reasons you can tell. Overall, I like the look of it, but it's got some issues with it. No knobs that I can see. I like the black tailpiece, and the black bridge looks quite nice. Everything else is sort of normal. Got a ding or two, but so what? We all have those, don't we? This is loose. We'll have to see if the nut is anywhere to be found. And the back is, oh my God, the heavy beasts scratched up a bit, bashed up a bit. Don't know whether it's working or not, but the big issue on this one is the neck. Somebody has stripped it right down, and they got as far as putting, maybe those are new tuners because the plastic's still on, but they got as far as filling in the gaps and stuff like that, and then they gave up. A little bit of wood stuff there. Now, I was tempted when I first looked at this to paint it, but I actually think that if I can get this bit neat, I might actually keep the wood and wax the wood and get, because a naked neck can be very fast compared to a painted or a gloss neck. So I think that's what I'm going to do. First thing I'll do is check the electronics when I switch on the other camera. I think that's all I need to show you, isn't it? Yes, nothing else exciting. No, this will all have to be worked on. It's not going to be a brand new guitar by the time it's finished, but I do like the shape of these things. Now, all we want to do is check the electrics now and make sure it's got a noise. So let's just switch on the amplifier. Oh, that's very loose at this end. That's loose, but it can be tightened. So let's just use our, is this the right one? Back pickup's not working. Let's just make sure the no, back pickup's not working. So electronics have to be looked at. And that's the first thing we'll do after we get these strings off. I bought myself an ultrasonic tuner, and I was thinking maybe I should be able to reuse some of these. I think I need to replace that, not maybe reuse some strings after we put them through the ultrasonic cleaner. But this is so rusty that there's no point in even trying to clean these strings, so we'll have to wait for another time to try it out. But at the moment, Georgie girl is very cold, and she's sitting above the fire because it's only 5 degrees outside, and I don't particularly keep it that warm in this place. It's actually 15 degrees in here, which is sort of comfortable for me. And so poor Georgie girl would prefer it to be about 45 degrees centigrade. You know what cats are like. I'll leave one string on because I don't want the bridge to fall off and scratch the black any more than I have to. So, right, okay, hold that black bridge and let it fall off naturally, and then my hand like love. Okay, I'm going to put it in there. going to put it in there. Actually, I've changed my mind already. Right, okay, so you can all go. Is that bridge going to come off easy? Can I repair? Well, I'll tell you what, let's see what the height of it is like. Because if it's too high, even though it's got too low and below, it may be something we can do with it. So, right, strings off, okay. And we're going to take the electrics apart at the back. I'll tell you what, I'm going to switch off for a second, and then I'll come back when I'm close up to that and that. I lied. Let's check the neck first, and then we'll get down to some real work. The neck is straight. Maybe too straight. Georgie girl wants cuddles. Maybe it's too straight. But we'll see. I'm not going to touch the neck at the moment. And then I'm going to just check leveling to see what the frets are like overall. And I'll speed this up. Well, surprisingly, there's nothing wrong with the leveling or the neck. So let's get into the electronics. Take that bridge off. Black bridge. Okay. And get into the electronics. Okay. Oh, I still got it plugged in. I'll just leave it plugged in. Looking for something obvious, of course. Well, that's very neat. Nothing there exciting. So it's not coming. It's not coming to there, so it's got to be down here. Only one pickup's going there. Wonder why they abandoned this guitar. It's a nice guitar all around. I haven't got a Gibson Les Paul style guitar. Not one I'm particularly looking for. Alright, okay. Nothing obvious that I can see. So it's maybe the pickups it's got to be looked at. There's only one wire coming from there. So why is there only one wire coming from there? There should be two wires going into this. Should be an earth wire at least. So let me just see what's happening in here. That's an obvious problem, but is it the problem? Because maybe that one wire is only going to one pickup. Oh, let me just look at that. One wire bypassing all the switches, going to a pickup. Alright, okay, we'll look at it in a second once I've checked this out. Somebody texting me? Right, so that, oh, look, it's a yellow. It's a yellow single cable with an earth. And the yellow single cable with an earth going up there. So that's all right still. So it's coming back down is the problem. It looks like a very small yellow cable. That's what mistook me for a single cable. So all right, let's have a look at the pickups. Right, so let's have a look and see what's the problem here. Blue, no problem. So I suspect that what the problem is something here. So I'm going to have to take that out and have a look and see what it is. Okay, got to pause now. So it's waterproof as well. Let's just give it a bit of a shake. Can you see? No, you can't see it. separately and I'll clean them all up. Now this is the most important thing here. Ouch. Let's just see. I don't want, because I do know that there's copper there. I don't want to. Let me grab a magnet and see if that'll help. No, that's not going to help. No, that shot the magnet across the room. Right, but can I grab it this way now that I have a magnet hole? Alright, there's one out. Why are you not coming off? Right. Something, it's glued to the surface, but I don't want to damage the coil. Aha, right, okay. So it was glued to the surface. So I'm hoping to find a broken wire, but I don't think I just see a broken wire. But that all looks pretty good to me, and I'm quite happy with the ultrasonic cleaner. Right, okay, that's all I'm going to do. You don't want to watch me scraping and cleaning, do you? Really, do you? Do you? Do you? Do you? No, you don't. Okay. Ciao. No, I'm not going to bore you with tedious scraping. I put super glue on in several places where it's scratched, and I'm going to now scrape it till it gets to the area where I can start sanding. But I'm just letting you see this so I can moan a bit about the tediousness of scraping. Did I tell you that I have, this is now my guitar, I have bought it, and I think I'm going to do something with it. I'm going to get it working first of all, and then I'm going to start to work it up. I actually quite like it. I quite like the look of it, and I quite like the style of it. I'll not turn it around. You've already seen it, but I'm just going to scrape. And I'm going to switch you off now, because who wants to see me scraping for another 40 minutes? Well, there we go. It's scraped. You've got a score. You fill it up with super glue, and then you scrape off the top until it's level with the gloss. In this case, the gloss was very thick, but this score was so deep that it went down to the bodywork, and this one too. Now I have this all scraped, and if you remember what it looked like before, you'll see it. It has scores everywhere. Now what I still have to do is sand this, so I'm going to lose some more here. Yeah, 1000 grit sandpaper, and I'm going to wet it, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, water, sandpaper, and just try to take off the scores as best as possible. And you can see that gone down to the base fairly clearly, and there now, and there. I'm not that worried. It's better than what it was, which was really bad before. So, but still have to take some more away, unfortunately, because the sandpaper needs to get rid of all the scratches. Right, okay. So, what I'm going to do now, I don't have tissues. I'll have to get tissues tomorrow. I'll wipe this down and I'll get tissues tomorrow. I'm going to have to use my tea towel. I haven't got any tissues. So that's it. The dings are all, I'll show you a picture if I did a good picture of what the dings were like before. The dings are all gone. What I could do is repaint it again, but I'm not inclined to do that. But come back to you tomorrow and you won't even notice it. No, that's it. I'm going to maybe polish it a bit more by hand, but that was machine polished, which I'm not used to, and I don't know how to use it properly, but we'll see. It's better than it did look. I'm tempted to cover it in leather. Show you what I mean in a second. But my problem with cutting out a little bit of leather in there is the edges. How do you keep the edges from fraying or anything like that there? So we'll think about that for the future. I just don't know. I just don't know. And that's right down to the wood, but it's got a polish on it now. But it needs more of a polish, and the edges aren't great either. But they're better than what they were, so I haven't made a decision on that. Anyway, that's it. Well, I put bronze screws in, and I'm going to get a £2. I wonder if I can get American silver dollar. I'm going to get something, and I'm going to embed that in, drill a little hole, embed it in. I've done it before on other guitars just to hide that, which I've covered up with marker. Let me just show you it. It's wood beneath that. And you can see that it's just covered up with a bit of a marker. But if I put a 2-point coin in, countersink it, and then put gloss on top of it, that will give it a little bit more of a look than just a dirty mark on it. And it's not going to take much. And it's my guitar, so I can take it apart if I want to and redo it again sometime in the future. But I'm going to look for a coin of some sort. The biggest coin I can get. See what I can find on the internet and order it. Right, it's starting to take shape. It's starting to look okay. And it has problems though. It's got some cracks up here which are very unusual, which could be just paintwork. But given the fact that I haven't shown you this yet, or maybe I have, this has been on a long time ago, the neck's cracked the whole way up there, but it's cracked in line with the wood, and it's not opening in any form or fashion, so it looks to be okay. I want to keep that natural. I could paint it, you'd never know about the crack, but I'm going to keep this, so I'm going to just keep it as it is. I have a feeling this is going to be part 1 of the guitar, because sometime in the future I'm going to bring it back again and do some more work to it and make it a little bit better, change the pickups and stuff like that there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the neck. I'm going to speed that up because you've seen me doing the neck a million times before. And so here we go. That's mighty nice looking. It's all nice and smooth. Oh, it is too. It's lovely and smooth. I was expecting to feel something, but it's not feeling anything. And the tissue test, not leaving any tissue behind. So now I'm going to make a decision whether I want to use lemon oil or guitar finishing oil. I think I'm going to use guitar finishing oil. I'm going to let that sit for 10 minutes, put another coat on it, let it sit for 10 minutes, and then dry it off. And then I'll come back to you when I'm putting the strings on. Well, there you are. It's looking nice, and I love the sheen on it that's left by the Crimson Guitar finishing oil. That sheen, it's just lovely. It's not too shiny. What is that white stuff on it? Maybe it's just a little bit of paint or something on the fretboard. Anyway, it's not on it anymore. So next thing to do is to fix this nut because it's broken, but it's also, they're far too deep. So I'm going to file the whole thing down and reset the strings again. But first I have to put the strings on. All right, okay, so where we go. Right, strings on. Going to put these on. Haven't seen these on another guitar before. Black finished saddle and holder. And they look very smart on the guitar. And I think the next time this comes on my bench. Well, it will, because it will do, because I am keeping this guitar. I think I'm going to respray it, but I'm not sure what I want to respray it. 2 colors. So I'm thinking I would like some suggestions. I should have used a bigger screwdriver in case that was hard to unwind. But I'd like some suggestions. But my thought is black spray paint with hints of gold in it, your flake, something like that there. These would have to be changed. These are witch's hat tuners, but they're here because that's all I have that sit there at the moment. And I'll change them out when this comes back on my bench. And I might, well, I'm going to be changing pickups to better pickups. Is that the Epiphone pickup? And that's not. But anyway, we'll see. So, string time for Hitler in Germany. Right, okay, there you are. My channel's been banned already. That looks fine, except for there. So I'm going to have to look it up here to see what's happening here, because it's hitting there and I have it high there. The action for the E string is, it's nearly touching the whole way down, and I've got it high. Let me just look at the straightness of this neck. Yeah, the saddle's too low, so I'm going to take the saddle off. So here we go, off we go, and I'll come back to you. Yeah, the nut's too low the whole way down, so let's just take it off. Okay. Okay, that was some fussing and fighting and back again. It was about an hour, because what has happened is that when you tighten the truss rod, let me just bring you back. When you tighten the truss rod, it's supposed to rise there, and it didn't, it rose there. So it gave me a straight neck, but these 2 frets were too far down. Now, it took a lot of balancing to get it pretty good. Now I'll show you when I'm playing it. But it makes me wonder if this crack might have been caused by the truss rod being over tightened, and maybe but it doesn't seem to have opened up anymore. Maybe I might have to put a butterfly in there, but we'll see that in the future. This will coming back onto the bench again in the future to get it a little bit more sophisticated. But I think that the next thing I'm going to do is play you a tune. Oh, next thing I'm going to do is put this flaming thing on, but I'll do that off camera, and then I'll clean it up and play you a tune. All right? Well, there you are. Georgie girl is wandering around. There you are, the fingerprint queen. This is because this keeps fingerprints going, and it looks very nice. I'm not wearing that shirt in honor of it. I was going to say I am wearing it, but I'm not. It's all looking well. It's going to come back again. It's going to come back again because it has to get blinged up a bit, because it needs some work on it. And that split, I'm going to maybe do something with that. Tuners are fine. Everything's quite fine on it. I'm worried about the neck, because I think there's more wrong with the neck than what I imagine, because if the neck, the fretboard and the neck, it's playing very well, but I actually think I could get that down further. But it sounds really nice. So have a little listen to a couple of chords. It's just middle position. Treble. And the bass. Not that it matters. She's more entertaining than I am. But the treble sounds good. And the action's not bad. I think it could be better. But overall, I'm quite like it. It's definitely going to come back again, because there's things that need to be done to it, like me learning how to play. Yeah, I thought, no, it's me. I've had a very poor time of it in the last 4 weeks. I've been so busy with work, I haven't been able to get a lot of work done on the guitars. But I think I'm finished with the main part of my work. Maybe even get playing guitar more. What's happening here? But overall, I quite like it. It's nice. It's got some work to do to it, and I'm really tempted to do something. Although it really is nice, and if it was finished off a bit better, that black and cream is nice, but it needs new pickup covers. I like the black, so I might try to get black pickup covers and high gloss. We'll see. Anyway, there we go. Let me just see what my chord sounds like. Let me get around here. Test the tuning again. I do think the tuners need to be tightened up another little bit. But there we go. My favorite chord. See if I can play it. It'll be back, this guitar. I think the action's a bit higher than I'm used to be quite honest. Up there. That's my excuse for playing badly. But it's a nice guitar. I need to fix it though. Need to fix it better. Alright, it's going home. Say goodbye to it. It'll be back. It'll be back. It'll be back. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.